I wrestled with the question, should I buy this or should I just use the one that I have, for weeks? And finally, after reaching out and just, finally deciding to just ask somebody over at the company, I have the answer and I'm gonna share it with you now. Hey friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy, the Handmade Homeschooler, and today we're going to talk about the differences between the old version of these books and the new one, because a new one was just released. They're going to start shipping very soon. They might be shipping by the time this video gets up, I'm not sure, but I wanted to clear the air on what the differences are between the old version and the new version so you can decide if you need to upgrade yours or not. 2 or 3 years ago, I bought this set right here. I bought the Generations Taking the World for Jesus and Preparing the World for Jesus 9th grade world history set. Now this is a set of books that you're going to use throughout the entire year. 180 days, typical year, with a workbook. So this is the workbook, teacher book, all in one. And these are your 2 textbooks. Okay, so this year, this summer, a brand new version of these was just released. I haven't even opened these yet. Okay, I'm gonna be truthfully honest. Like, I have not used them yet because by the time I got them, my oldest was already in 10th grade and he had already taken a world history class, and my youngest was still pretty far out from 9th grade. So they've just been sitting on my shelf for several years now, which is totally fine. I'm one of those people, I buy curriculum in advance and I just keep it on my shelf. Well, cut to now, a new version just dropped and I'm like, okay, what do I do? Should I buy the new version? Because I like shiny new things, especially when my favorite companies drop shiny new things. And I get very easily distracted. So I just kind of shelved the idea for a while and I was like, okay, I'm gonna think about it. So this week I reached out and I was like, can you tell me the differences? And you know what? They hooked me up. So they got me in contact with a man named Josh over at Generations, and he is the director of publications. So I got you guys one of the big guys over at Generations to give you a breakdown, which I'm gonna forward to you. So Josh over at Generations gave me a breakdown point by point of the differences between these two, and he even hooked me up with the online version, like the PDF version. So I'm gonna give you an exclusive inside look before it's even in anybody's hands right now. You guys are gonna be able to see inside of these books. So a big thank you and shout out to both Generations and Josh for giving those to me so I can relay them to you guys. So I'm going to actually read from the email. So if you see me looking elsewhere, I'm actually reading from the email that I got because I don't want to miss any of these points because they're all really, really important and we all want the info, right? So I'm also going to put on screen some different images for you so you can see throughout the entire new books and kind of see what I'm talking about if I'm making certain points about certain pages and things like that. We have 2 books. I want to explain how this is set up. We have 2 books here. We have first Preparing the World for Jesus, which is all the way up to, like, from creation all the way up to the crucifixion, I believe. Yeah, through AD 1. So we're at 73 BC to AD 1 in this book. And then the second book is from AD 1 to present time. So we have that here. So you're getting an overview of world history, but it's infused with a biblical timeline. And there is some huge differences. I'm gonna be very straightforward. There are some big changes that they made, and the content, the amount of new content in here, it blew my mind. Like, I didn't think that there would be that many tweaks, you know, because a lot of times when publishers update books, they're just adding like a couple years to the end, like they're adding on like a new president or something, you know, like maybe those books were written when Barack Obama was in and now they're going to add Trump and Biden to the end of the book, you know what I mean? So a lot of times they're just adding a few pages at the back, and I thought, well, if that's all it's going to be, you know, just some updated pages in the back, you know, I might just stick with what I have. Oh, no. Generations, when they do something, they do it well. So just in the first book, okay, just in this first book, I actually counted. There are more chapters. We get 16 chapters in here. The new book has 24. Just in book 1, we are getting over 100 new pages. So with that comes new chapters and new ways that they're going to break up that content. So you're getting more chapters and 100 new pages just in the first book. So you'll find throughout the books different timelines at the end of some of the chapters, and we still have the timelines in this book, but they have updated the timelines and they look amazing in the brand new books. So there's a huge difference between the old timelines and the new timelines that you're going to see in the newer version. Now, something you're going to notice right off the bat is that the new books are hardback books and the binding is sewn. I love that they paid attention to those details. So the old books, the one that I have now, it's like a thick cardstock type of cover. The new ones are hardbacks, and they're going to be able to be like keepsake type books for your bookshelf after you guys finish the curriculum. These are not. So even though I haven't used these, I have a little bend in my corner on one of the books already. Even though I haven't used it, it's just sat on my shelf. So I love that they paid attention to those small details. Now in book 2, which is the smaller of the two books, they added over 350 pages to that book. So this one here is, with the index, it is 400 pages. It's 400 pages. So the brand new one has over 350 more pages in this book. So you're looking at like a 50% almost larger book than this one here. So tons more content in that book as well. They have updated pictures, updated timelines, and updated maps. So we're even getting new maps and things like that in the brand new book. One thing that I absolutely love about Generations is they infuse every part of history with a biblical worldview. So for example, while you're learning about ancient Mesopotamia, you're also going to be learning about Sodom and Gomorrah. So it really ties everything in there together so you and your kids can see how the Bible really comes to life and where these events are on the timeline of history while you're going through your curriculum. It's really going to reinforce those things that they hear at church and while you do family worship and, you know, while they're reading their Bible. It's going to reinforce those concepts because they're learning about it not just during Bible time, not just during church, but while they're actually doing school too. And they're going to learn about them as they are real events, rather than if they were going to public school and they just leave those events out and they're going to say, well, I don't remember hearing about these cities when we were studying ancient Mesopotamia in public school because I was a public schooler. We never talked about those things. So I love how it kind of comes to life for my kids and for me as well. These are Joshua's notes that he actually sent to me, and I'm going to read them to you so you understand exactly the new content that is inside of these books. So in Preparing the World for Jesus, the first book, so this is from creation to the death of Christ. Rewritten throughout with additional historical consultation with ancient history expert Ken Griffith, adding new archaeological details, fascinating facts from the past, and refined historical argumentation to improve accuracy. Extensive and detailed new timelines for each chapter which are graphically engaging, updated and improved maps presentation, additional content for numerous chapters increasing the size from 650 pages to 750 pages total, now in hardcover format with durable sewn binding. All right, let's take a look at the notes for the new Taking the World for Jesus, which is book 2, which is from the death of Christ to today. Rewritten throughout with new missionary accounts in each world region. Also added is more information on world events that took place surrounding the expansion of God's kingdom. Improved timelines and maps throughout. Expanded from 450 pages to 800 pages total. Comprehensive index added. Now in hardcover format with durable sewn binding. One of the things that I really noticed and I liked when I was going through the ebook PDF version of the Taking the World for Jesus was the missionary stories. I grew up not really hearing about or learning about missionaries. It just wasn't something that I really knew about. So for me, who knows almost nothing about any of the missionaries, Generations adding missionary content into these books is really important to me and something that I really appreciate as someone who kind of came in not knowing anything. Now, over the years, since I've been homeschooling, I've learned so much more, especially through the curriculum at Generations. But I love that they add those in there with their history program. So we actually get missionary stories and from people who were in those exact regions. So you get almost like a narrative type experience as you're going through it. So it kind of brings it to life in a different aspect. You're seeing those nations through the eyes of a Christian, which is, I think, just an absolutely wonderful experience. All right, so that's all my notes. And I hope that this answers questions and clears things up for you. You can use this as a reference video if you need to go back, and if you are like me and you have these books and you're just wondering, like, what do I do with it? Should I upgrade? Should I not? I am personally going to upgrade. I'm going to buy them as soon as they start shipping them, I think. Maybe in the next sale. I know that they just had a history sale, but I don't know, maybe for the Cyber Monday sale, I might go ahead and purchase these. But I'm definitely gonna purchase the set. My youngest child, who I bought these for, will be in 9th grade next year. So he will be using these in 1 year from right now. So I can't wait to use these. I think this set was the one I was most excited to use, and that's why I got over excited and I bought it like really early, not knowing that they were in the process of redoing these books. So I am going to go ahead and purchase them probably during Cyber Monday. Let me know if you have already purchased these or if you're thinking about getting this set. I know world history is one of those, like, we all have to do it when the kids get to high school. So, you know, world history is a big subject, and I love that this infuses world history with a biblical worldview, and we're seeing things through the eyes of somebody who is a Christian and who is very knowledgeable in this subject. Kevin Swanson wrote both of these books. My husband and I read his books all the time, and we really like his writing. He's very knowledgeable, and I don't think there's anybody better to write a world history curriculum for Christians and Christian kids than him. So we are excited to read these next year. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a great rest of your day and happy homeschooling.